Hello, folks. We're here with another random honor. We have Leland playing a Mentor Pile, aka Esper Reani-Mentor, as I call it later in the video, and Dan playing Izzet Murktide. He's gonna bobble himself here. Two very interesting decks, right? Like Izzet Murktide, very well defined in the format. Esper Reani-Mentor, I went through trying to figure out what was going on. I was like, Leland, what are you playing? He was like, I'm playing Mentor, and I was like, okay. Then I thought I saw a Persist when he was shuffling his deck. I know I saw an Unearth, and I was like, is he playing Reanimator? Is he just like telling me Mentor? Did I hear Reanimator? Or did he say Reanimator and I hear Mentor? Then he played a Monster Mentor, and I was like, huh, interesting. What's going on? Anywho, Dan typically plays Grixis, mid-range slash like Grixis Ragavan. So him playing Murktide was pretty cool. This is the first time I've seen him play Murktide. He might play it once in a while, I don't know. But I'm gonna fetch a Hallowed Fountain. The white balance is off on the Hallowed Fountain right there. That is a Hallowed Fountain. Yeah. For anybody watching, who is going? Are you going to Star City, Philadelphia, or any of the Star City events that's coming up? The SCG cons, in February, March, or April. I think I'm going to 2 of them definitively. I might be going to all 3. I'm not too sure. If anyone is going, I'd love to meet you. That'd be awesome. Because we really do appreciate you watching the content. Yeah. Also, if you're going, what are you playing? And if you don't know that, what are you at least playing right now? Like, what deck are you jamming in Modern Legacy and having a lot of fun with? Lately, I've been playing Yawgmoth a lot, and I've been really enjoying it. It's like a weird creature combo deck, and it kind of like scratches that itch to be a fair mid-range deck, but also like do broken things. Both players having a very non-proactive game. Leland has cast his first spell. Dan has just cast bubbles. Now, I believe Leland has been playing this Mentor deck for a couple weeks now. And it's interesting, to say the least. I got a Ragavan coming out. You can see the change of the deck name of JK. It's Reanimator. It's not. But, like, it can reanimate stuff. So we got Reani-Mentor.
Yeah.
Should have just called it Leland Special. It's what we do with Legacy with Leland all the time. He always has, like, interesting deck combinations that he's playing. I mean, the Yorion pile, Leland pile. Alright, we're gonna draw. He drew a Monster Mentor. You can see that in his hand right there. If you are unfamiliar with what Monster Mentor does, I'm gonna pull up TCG Player and search it real quick, but I'm pretty sure it's just whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you make a 1/1 creature with prowess. Yep, it has prowess itself. It's a 2/2, and then when you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess. Leland is trying to go wide, cast some spells, punch people in the face. Honestly, it's a pretty good way to go about life.
So you still can't play with Death Shadows. That's good. I could, yeah. No, not yet. Mentor.
Alright, there's a Monster Mentor. And there's a counterspell.
14.
There's a Monster Mentor. Not resolving. Here's a Prismatic Ending on a Ragavan.
Expressive? Yeah.
Good Expressive Iteration. Honestly, man, that card is so good, right? I was playing a couple games of Grixis Death Shadow the other day with my coworker, and I cast an Expressive Iteration, and I forget what I found off of it, but the card is so good. I don't think there's been a time I've cast iteration or resolved iteration and been upset about what I found. I think the worst thing I've ever found is like is 3 lands and guaranteed 2 land drops. Like it's still decent. The best is when you your opponent's low on life and you expressive iteration and you reveal the lightning bolt that kills them. That is like the best feeling with iteration. Leon is going to cast on Earth. We're going to target that monster mentor. We're going to attempt to bring it back. We're going to Spell Pierce here. Make Leland tap 2. Spell Pierce is interesting. I don't know how to feel about it, right? There's an Unholy Heat on the Mentor. It's a really good spell. We're gonna path the Mentor in response to the Unholy Heat. That's interesting. To make a dude, and let's go get a basic. Huh. Yeah, so Spell Pierce has a lot of applications where it just makes random things cost more, or it can counter random things. Like Sigurd Aid turn 1, it'll counter, or even turn 2. But honestly, making people pay 2 mana or 2 extra mana for some stuff isn't as bad as I initially thought it would be. Because they have 5 mana, they tapped 2 to play this spell. They tapped 2 for an expressive iteration. Okay, well here's a Spell Pierce for 1. Make your iteration cost 4 if you want to actually resolve it. Taxing it's not bad. There's a Murktide coming out. Murktide is going to be big. Are we just going for the straight up 8-8? No. 7-7?
Big dice. I will pass it to you.
Apologize for that. It was my shoulders cracking when I stretched. That is not okay. Ow. Actual pain. It's not the point. The point right now is we're talking about Magic. We've got a Monastery Mentor coming down. And there's another counter spell.
I go down to 12.
But does Leland have a counter spell of his own? I think he does, actually, but...
Yeah, I kind of do.
Alright, we're going to counter the counter spell. Do we have Spell Pierce number 2? Because that would be sick. Alright, so the Mentor's going to resolve. Leon's tapped out. Doesn't really have anything, though. That's the issue.
I'll go to 11.
I think they were, joking. They were like, you got to gut shot me. Or the other ones. He's like, you've magically unbanned Cataxian Probe. You're going to get probe me 4 times.
Not quite. I had a gut shot, too.
It wouldn't end well. It would just die on the crackback. But... Good God. Cataxian Probe. Pay 2 life. Pay 2 life, draw a card. Look at opponent's hand. What? How is Phyrexian mana, ever able to escape playtesting? And it's... looks like we have an Unholy Heat in the hand. Should I imagine it's just going to pop the Mentor?
Keep the Monastery Mentor?
Yep.
Not Delirious. Not Delirious. Alright. See? This is where we got trapped.
We have a Faithful Mending and a counterspell in Leland's hand.
Yeah. 6.
Dave's going to crack in for 7 here. Leland take him to 6.
Mending.
There's a Faithful Mending. This card's counterspell, and I didn't see the other card. So we've got an Arcade Destroyer in hand and a counterspell. Leland's going to crack in for 1.
I'm going to consider. Okay.
Going to consider.
Put that to hand.
Just draws the card. Dan could Snapcaster here to get another creature on board. I have 7 damage. And then if he casts a spell from the graveyard, he can grow the Murktide. So it'd be 8. Yeah, it would have been lethal. I mean, I'm pretty sure Leland would have countered the Snapcaster, but at least burns the card from his hand.
Attack for 7 in there.
Kraken for 7.
I will pass it back.
And go to 1.
Draw 2.
Card's name.
1.
I'll go to 8.
I think Leland's attempting to
Grab
draw 2.
a basic.
Alright, did Dan try to bolt him?
I'm gonna snap counterspell.
Alright.
The snap counter spell. That'll get bigger.
Sure. Flashback.
Get a flashback Faithful Mend and go to 3. If he's playing Solitude, if he finds Path to Exile, does deal with the Murktide Regent.
Bolt range.
No. You weren't supposed to let him untap with it.
Expressive Iteration?
Expressive Iteration.
Sure.
And so at this point, does he find a counterspell?
And exile. Bottom.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to shotgun the living hell out of that path right there.
Bolt you in response.
Huh? Hey, he's found a lightning ball anyways. Leland is dead. Alright, Dan's going to take game 1 with Izzet Murktide. We will be right back with game 2 in just a second. And we're back with game 2. Leon's going to lead on a Watery Grave, and we're going to see how this goes. Got to fetch into a Ragavan. That's a good start. That's a good start.
That's why you need the gut shots.
Psych. Rip it off the
I believe it. There's a prismatic ending. To a for turn.
Skills that matter.
Oh man, Leland always got the prismatic ending.
Go ahead.
I still don't understand why the Hallowed Fountain's so whited out. Up! It corrected. Aha! And it's kind of back to it. Oh lord.
Untap. Draw for turn. Cut your deck.
Let's see what Dan's got. We got a Steve Venter gonna go on a 15.
Monkey 2.
We've got another Ragavan.
Dang.
Do we have prismatic ending number 2? I forget who I was talking to pre-Modern Horizons 2. They were like, you won't play 4 Ragavan in the deck. Why would you do that? It's legendary and it's a 1-drop. Meanwhile, you have to. 1, the card's broken. And 2, everyone plays removal for it now. I mean, there's like, what, 4 decks in the format that don't have cheap interaction with Ragavan, I guess, now?
I mean, the spell pierce.
It's like Titan, Tron.
True. Unless you miss the land.
I don't know if Yawgmoth counts. I mean, Yawgmoth himself can kill it. Yawgmoth's plan is just to put a Yawgmoth in front of Ragavan and tell him to piss off. It's the go away. There's a monster mentor that blocks a Ragavan. It dies to Ragavan.
Bolt the mentor.
It also just died to Lightning Bolt. But
Doesn't stay around for long.
let's see if this Ragavan gets to attack.
Monkey.
Alright, attack for 2.
Yeah,
Gets an island. He cannot play that card. Could you imagine if Ragavan could play lands?
That's my treasure
It would
token.
not be okay. I mean, not that Ragavan's okay now, but like, really would not be okay then. Legacy would actually be on fire. Ah, Delvermere, my Ragavan hit a wasteland off the top of your deck? Whack.
Probably go.
Hey, Island go. I wonder if Dan's doing the transformative sideboard thing, where they sideboard more into a control deck with Blood Moons. He's got a lot of basics, so like I wouldn't be surprised if he did. And I don't know if Leland can play through a Blood Moon. He's tricolor. I mean, I guess he technically can, but I don't know how good it'll be for him.
Exiled one of my islands. It's kind of brutal.
Yeah. Trust the plan.
It's always funny watching like Izzet Murktide after either playing a bunch of Grithker Shadow or playing against Shadow or watching Shadow get played. It's like, oh yeah, Alpine Moon, and then Murktide's like, no, Blood Moon. Alright, there's the Thought Scour.
Sure.
Gonna target himself. Gonna build 2 cards and draw a card here.
On the Murktide
Maybe
here,
Leland's
so
also
Scout
playing
targeting me.
Murktide Region.
Yep. Don't know why
It's rough.
they would do
I mean, he probably also doesn't want to fill the graveyard for
I don't
Dan,
think
too.
that's why.
Though, I could see you doing that in the Murktide Mirror. Just, like, try to deck your opponent. I don't know how good that is. But,
We'll pass.
Slamatash's hideous laughter in the mirror. It's like, no, please leave me alone.
Untap. Draw.
Alright, so we drew a Consider. Got a Fire Islet, Spell Pierce.
Monkey attack.
Attacking in with Ragavan.
Snapcaster.
Leland is going to attempt to Snapcaster Mage.
Counter.
She's going to get counterspelled. Which is going to get Mystical Disputed. Which is going to get Spell Pierced.
Huge.
That's sick.
I did have here.
That's awesome.
Take your 2 damage.
Alright.
I mean, not for Leland, but like,
You're at 12. I get it. to
watching it's
3.
pretty good.
Frick.
Don't mind if I do.
Am I allowed to curse yet?
I cast a fairy. Yeah. That's weird.
I don't know
I
if-
take 1 off that fiery islet.
Leland missed a land drop, or Dan played 2 lands that turn?
2
Are they good or good ones, bad ones?
moderate.
Moderate.
Or am I just misseeing lands? Maybe he only has 4.
Knowledge is valued. Minus.
So I thought he had 5. I was like, that doesn't seem right. Cool.
Draw a card.
Get the value draw. I recommend hitting to Fairy in this matchup is absurd.
This is a good card. No, I should have missed that.
Counterspell and Pierce. I didn't expect you to have double counter. How do
I've
I beat
had like
that?
4 mana up for 2 turns. It did nothing. What else would I have?
No, but I don't know. Maybe we're waiting on a Murktide.
I could have cast it. No, I couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just play another Mentor, I guess.
There's a Monastery Mentor.
Sure.
Pass.
We have a counterspell and a Fairy in our hand.
Draw.
It's not very helpful right now.
We'll start off.
Alright, 2 mana Expressive Iteration.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Bauble, Scalding Tarn,
Exile.
and Steam Vents.
Bottom.
Debating if he wants that Steam Vents to come in tapped or untapped, which, I mean, fair. Like, he's got an Archmage's Charm in his hand. It's got to consider.
Questions.
Can't tell what the other card is.
Attack. Let's get some answers.
Attack with the Ragavan. Will the Monastery Mentor block the Ragavan?
Okay.
The answer is yes.
I'd main 2. I'm gonna toss on to fairy. I'm
Uptick.
gonna Play a bauble. Shocking
Bauble,
the
land for turn, goes to 12.
I'm gonna bauble targeting you.
Is it good?
No, you should shuffle. Pass to you. Draw off bauble. You get a mentor.
I get a
Drop from the
Mentor.
bauble. Drew a bolt off the bauble. Huh.
Play Mentor.
There's a Monastery Mentor. There's an Archmage's Charm.
It's 11.
Leland is just not having a good time. Nothing is able to resolve. He can't respond to anything because it's a fairy on the board now.
I will.
But at least he doesn't have a threat.
This off with an iteration.
And before finds a Murktide off the expressive iteration.
That's a threat final. Exile monkey.
That's an option. Finds a Ragavan. I'm gonna dash it. The other card's a Flusterstorm.
Dash the
I'm
monkey.
gonna dash in a Ragavan.
Yeah, you can do that. I always forget.
Yeah, you can dash monkey with Glorious from the grave. I assume it's the same.
Leland just double checking that you can dash it from anywhere, which you can. Cool thing you can do actually with Ragavan is dash it off of Luris's ability to play from the graveyard. Good, this goes back to hand at the end of the turn.
Bounce monkey.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Ragavan goes back.
Unearth.
Have an Unearth coming out.
Gotta think.
Leland has Counterspell to Fairy. Right, here's a Monastery Mentor. Potentially coming out.
Actually, I think
I wouldn't be surprised if Dan just lets this resolve.
go down to 10. Consider.
So we're going to pop the treasure, or no, just tap in the island for blue.
Then I'm gonna fluster store.
Then, oh, okay, we're going to Flusterstorm the Unearth. So we'd have to pay 3.
Sure.
You gonna pay the 3?
No.
Okay. You got
Play
one
it
in
to fair.
There's a Time Raveler.
That should be
All plus pass.
Where's the Unholy Heat that does 6 damage to Planeswalkers? 2 Murktides, or 2 Dragonthroat Channelers and a Lightning Bolt.
Where am I in Holy Heats?
It might be 2 Lightning Bolts. We could just double bolt at the Fairy.
Cast a DRC.
Sure.
Play a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Play a second Channeler. Yeah.
Cast a DRC.
Okay.
I'll dash monkey. Monkey
Dashes
dash
Ragavan.
fairy.
Okay.
I'll
Also works. You
gain
could
2,
just bolt the.
with the fairy.
Yeah.
Surveil. Don't want that.
Bins the Spire Bluff Canal. Leaves a card on top.
I will plus
Dude,
the
Murktide-
fairy.
I've talked with a couple customers and they're like, I don't think the Murktide deck is that good. And I don't understand it. Like, the deck is good. It's consistent. It does what it usually wants to do. And I mean, Murktide Regent is a house of a card.
Good.
Not that it's even been played this game, but like it just plays so many good tools. Like Channeler's
I don't have a
absurd.
creature in there, so you know.
Ragavan is a very good card. He just drew the Murktide Regent. You get access to 4 Bolt, 4 Heat.
Attack for 8,
You can-
Spell it. Not.
and then bolt you.
Alright, and we're gonna scoop it up. Alright, folks. Dan's gonna take it 2-0 with Izzet Murktide over Esper Reani-Mentor. Thank you for watching, and as always, we really do appreciate you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Have a great rest of your day.
Decided it in.